by a true exemplar of God's creation. He also asked me to write the foreword to the book. So with the foreword that I wrote, you now also get the introduction. The word to bring to the fore is this. Dr. Abueva's magisterial book is a virtual report to the University of the Philippines and to the nation at large on his watch as UP President in 1987 to 1993. It is the fullest account of a UP presidency written by the President himself, supported by the most assiduous availment in the files of his own annual reports as President, and by many a document official or unofficial within reach. The book is primarily, though not exclusively, about UP. It also treats with other causes that occupied JVA or continued to hold him in complete absorption as in a thrall. Time marches on, JVA with it. At age 82 he shows no hint of a good old-fashioned slowdown. Hardly a stone unturned by him in the UP academic edifice or in the National Theater of Life, nary a vital issue undefined, scarcely a great problem's solution unsought. They come up live and lively in the book's pages. This is the work, a lot of it went into this, of a personality with many-sided interests pursued with undiminished consistency and vigor. JVA lists down his 3 most basic innovations and reforms as UP President. Not coincidentally, all 3 programs reflect and pursue UP's policy of democratization and national unification. By that norm, I would add a 4th program, Abangan, because to my mind, very deserving of inclusion. The multilingual UP language policy promotes the use and development of Filipino as an evolving national language, promoting all Philippine languages and cultures, and also communication and undergraduate education in UP. The Centro ng Wika was established in pursuit of these ends in teaching and research. The socialized tuition and financial assistance program is a means for democratizing access to UP college-level education. Tuition is paid according to ability to pay. Benefits are received according to need. It is described as a reform for equal opportunity, social justice, and democratic access to UP education. The distance education program was progenitor of the UP Open University, established by the succeeding administration of UP President Emil Q. Javier, to quote, to greatly expand UP's services throughout the country and to overseas Filipinos. The University Center for Women's Studies seeks and fosters gender equality through its teaching, research, and extension service on women's issues and concerns. It has become the leading institution of its kind in the Philippines, a recognition of the tremendous role of women in Philippine history. Rounding out this overview of President Abueva's successes are the abolition of a practice in UP admission, the institution of a public lecture series headed by the President of the Philippines, and the launching of an anthology. JVA decried the practice of presidential discretion, or PD, in the admission of college-level students as unfair, unjust, and demoralizing. He described the practice as admission through the back door. He therefore dispensed with it forthwith early in his administration. The UP Public Lecture Series on the accountability of public officials, so little and seldom complied with heretofore, never at the presidential level. Former President Corazon C. Aquino launched the project to an auspicious start with her lecture. This involved self-assessment by the President and members of their cabinet, and assessments by scholars, journalists, and civil society. 10 volumes of both internal and external assessments have been published so far. The Pamana UP Anthology, that should be an anthology of Filipino social political thought since 1872, conceived like the two projects described above by JVA, consists of, in his words, selected ideas and opinions articulated by Filipinos from all walks of life over several generations, mostly in prose, but also in poetry, song, and prayer. 6 books have been published, with 2 more forthcoming. On the external stage, JVA prominently figured in some projects or plans, namely the founding and administration of Kalayaan College in Marikina City, the conversion of former U.S. military bases and camps to peaceful uses, constitutional revision, and the concept and propagation of the idea of non-killing societies. JVA founded Kalayaan College in 2001 to offer the exceptional kind of quality education that UP is known for, by pursuing Casey's own vision and mission. With this patent difference also, a spiritual dimension to learning, relating life and learning to spiritual and religious values and ethical norms and behavior. Casey adopted for its motto, "The truth shall set you free," taken from and influenced by the Bible. On the national stage, by appointment by President Aquino, JVA was chair of the Legislative Executive Bases Council. The council recommended the conversion of the former U.S. military bases into the best alternative social, economic, security programs and projects. JVA has long been very active, much heard, much read, in the move to revise the 1987 Constitution. This is a drive to shift from the present presidential system to the aspired for federal parliamentary system. On the global stage, JVA, among other involvements, has published essays and disquisitions on such varied topics as the role of universities in helping leaders and citizens to respond to global caring needs, global learning on problems in their totality and complexity in a pluralistic world, and the concept of non-killing societies espoused by Dr. Glenn D. Page, Professor Emeritus Emeritus at the University of Hawaii. Finally, what of the person inside President Abueva? What, if any, illumined his actuations? What guided his choice of action, his rendering decision? For all this varied, mind-challenging, physical make-up draining, creative pursuits outlined above, where does he draw energy from? I'm not even asking how he can still drive weekly from Antipolo to Quezon City. I would hazard a guess, an educated guess, a plausible one. There is one other reward from my editing JVA's book. Reading his chapters, it struck me that one observation could not be missed, and the observation could not escape you. This book is an article of faith. Buhat sa kaibuturan, galing sa kailaliman. Faith in UP and faith in Kalayaan College, faith in the goodness of man and of institutions, faith even in man's latent capacity to be non-killing. For all its scholarliness, the book is a plea and a prayer, a hope and a wish. Faith looms large in this book, abiding and strong, nothing left to fate. Faith mastering fate. Fate can go hang. Dr. Abueva, author of this book, is purveyor of reliance on the creator of man and universe while being self-reliant in his vision and mission in life. He is an exemplar of the superordinate relationship between faith and faith. Faith being determining, optimism and goodwill are thus writ large in the book like a coming up process view or approach. With faith comes a high sense of morality. JVA writes, I think Dr. Abad read this also. It is social orientation, morality, and ethics that shall invest leadership and rationality with a vision beyond self and family and give it a moral purpose and humanity. It is not enough to be an excellent professional, a smart person. It is important to be a good man or woman, to be a good citizen of our country, and a good member of the human race, a worthy child of God. This last from JVA, quote, in praise and thanksgiving for the rest of my days, I shall do better to love God and my neighbor as he has commanded me, to be an instrument of his love, peace, and justice. The book has been introduced. Now for the book itself.
Thank you, Dr. Alfonso. And now to present the book to Professor Jose Abueva, may I call on behalf of the publisher, Dean Alex Brillantes of the National College of Public Administration and Governance.